Hey guys, welcome back to some more Guild of Guardians. Today's video, we're going to be looking at the shop, and I want to break down this kind of systematically, going through here and showing you kind of what and really what to buy within the shop. And I want to show you some of the things that are not worth it really at all. Now, first of all, looking at here, the Deadlands Delvers. Overall, both of these heroes, Flicks, you might use a little bit, but looking at the cost of these, not really worth it. I have both of these heroes. I have a lot of copies of these heroes, and as you continue to go through here and do summons, you'll get copies of the heroes. There's no reason to really spend them. Then, of course, looking right here at the advanced material, again, this is something that you'll get on a daily basis. Building out gear, especially because this is only tier 3. It'll give you a couple of pieces, but overall, when you're going through and you're farming and you're actually just speed running or sweeping some of the campaign stages, some of the adventure stages, it will be incredibly easy to get that. Now, when it comes to summoning, these are pretty expensive. Overall, when you look at, 10 stones for $4.99, 20 stones for $9.99, they are pretty expensive in my opinion. And again, looking at the summons, I've gotten to the point where we need a lot more souls, which could have essentially result in summons, but summoning stones, a lot of times you don't get anything out of them. So to drop some money in here and ultimately not get much in there. And it is the same with the calling crystals. Now, of course, with the calling crystals, when you get 30 of these, so right here we have 30, we have 60. When you do the summons in here, which we'll look at in just a minute, you can actually get guaranteed legendary hero. Now, where the stones are not going to guarantee anything, crystals, I know they are a little bit more expensive, but again, you can get the hero that you're looking to get. Now, looking at the Guardians, we have Grind, and then we have Atticus. Again, these are heroes you'll usually get on a regular basis. Not really a big need to buy them up unless you're looking to put a little bit of money into the game. And then when you start looking at the power-ups, now this, of course, is going to be a couple more levels right here, and also the ability to get some Wisdom Dust, building up a little bit here of heroes. This, again, has been kind of a slow grind, but if you're looking to really power level in here, any of these would do well. But the soul bundles, now this, of course, is getting an epic hero out of here. Then, of course, getting 2 epic heroes. Big thing with this is the box of souls. Now, souls do come out of one other mode that we'll look at in just a minute, but they also come out of boxes like this. This is what you need to ascend your hero. So even if you have some legendary heroes that you want to build, you need a lot of souls, and I really, really stress a lot of souls to build them up. If you want to start adding more stars on them, it is very, very expensive to do so. Box of souls could definitely be worth it. Again, you're not doing it for the hero, more for the souls, but I wish they were a little bit cheaper. Now, when it comes to gear, you're going to get these in time. Do not buy these at all. And then, of course, the current bundles, the Travelers, the Adventurers, and the Commanders, they are all very, very well worth it. And again, when you put it in comparison to what we see in the summoning bundles, these current offers you want to get at 80x the value. Don't know if that's legitimate, but overall, you're looking at the summons here. You get 20 here, you get 30 here. These are really good, again, to kind of establish the baseline of the legendary heroes that we have in here. Now, looking at the premium, Adventure Potions, again, I wouldn't buy. Crafting, I would not buy. Summoning, kind of the same thing. So you can see that we do have the stones. This is actually a free one. But look at this. Summoning stones times 5, $19.99. Looking at this one, summoning stones times 10, $4.99. That's right, guys. You have to pay attention to the prices in here. You have to pay attention to essentially what you're building in here or what you're buying in here, because sometimes the value or the price of the item doesn't equate to what you get, and you can find it cheaper actually in different parts. Now, tickets, you're going to get these every day. Arena, you're going to get these every day. Even looking at the rupees or the rubies, to go ahead and buy these, in my opinion, not really worth it. Just for the simple fact that, again, you're going to get these through time. You're going to have the ability to actually build these out through a while. Now, Ascension seals. This, as far as I know, is the only place that you can get these seals. This is going to allow and essentially turn your heroes into NFTs. This is the point where they become tradable, is getting these seals. Now, these are very, very important. And of course, the price of the heroes will fluctuate with the seals. Then the limited chests, you can see we have the dailies, we have the weeklies, and we have the monthlies. Again, looking at this, it gives you some resources. It'll allow you to make essentially a little bit of progression faster. But if you're looking to really spend some in here, again, some of those basic ones would be really, really good of you to get. But the Ascension seals, of course, getting. Now, looking at the store. Now, of course, looking at these, we bought them out with diamonds. And again, you have to look at the cost of these. Even here with the EXP, I wouldn't get the EXP just for the fact that you get it on a regular basis. And of course, looking at both of our epic shards in here, I did buy those out with diamonds because the ability to get the epic heroes early made a really big difference. Now with this resets, because I'm starting to get a lot of legendary heroes, I am not going to buy any more of those epic heroes. They're essentially just going to be recycled. Looking at our rush store, looking again at these epic heroes that we have down here, they are going to be, essentially you get them on a regular basis. If you're doing summons on a regular basis, you are going to have these on a regular basis. And then of course right here is Grizel. Now Grizel I have a ton of copies of, even though I've never bought her out of here. And again, looking between here and the general rush tickets I wouldn't get. Wisdom Dust in here, I would buy these out in the entirety. And I really do advise you to get these. Again, when you start looking at the heroes, which we'll look at in just a minute, getting the souls for the heroes is super, super important, and they're very expensive. Even if you're sacrificing guardians, it is very imperative that you do get these out of here because you need a ton of them. I'm talking the first Ascension level, I believe, is 2,000. Then it's followed by 3,000, and exponentially as you're building up your heroes higher, all the way to 15 stars, you need just an absorbent amount of souls. Now, when it comes to the arena, I wouldn't worry about the gold, wouldn't worry about the level ups. In here, the epic guardians, I probably wouldn't worry about those either. And again, the epic ones, I wouldn't. The calling crystals seem okay, again, because they are going to guarantee you a hero. But again, the price tag on these are pretty high. And when I think of the comparison, so if I'm getting 30 pulls out of here, which essentially would be what, 3,000, or no, they're 500 each. So that would be exponentially more expensive. The calling crystals or the legendary chests would be the two that I would do out of the arena store. I really feel like the legendary heroes, if you're trying to get copies of the regular heroes, because remember, we can only get the first generation and the core heroes out of here. We don't have the ability to get any of the founder or the early release heroes out of the legendary chests. As far as I know, they are not in the game. So again, I would probably pick up the calling crystals and make sure I had at least 30 of them to get the guaranteed hero that I'm looking. And of course, you could also kind of future focus this based on the heroes that you have. And again, that's pretty expensive when it comes to the arena. Now, the guild store, again, you have to look at this. Advanced material chests, these are a waste. I repeat, these are an absolute waste because you only get one. That is right. It is only getting one. Not only can you get higher material when you're going through and you're getting it just out of the regular crafting, but you can also get these material boxes when you're doing your sweeping in the adventure mode, which again, these do not buy at all. Now, when it comes to summoning, this is actually a pretty good place to buy these because you can see right here, it is 2 for 400. Right here, it is 3 for 300 each. When you start doing the value of these actually mathematically breaking it down, this is by far the most expensive way to get these. And of course, this is kind of the stationary, but these are a good way to do it. And then of course, looking at the chest, looking at the gear, you're going to get gear in time, especially when it comes to any of the epic gear. I wouldn't buy these at all because again, your epic gear is going to go into legendary gear. And it seems like this is only a chest 2. So you're going to have, it only contains tier 2. Right now, I am building tier 3 gear. This again, to get one single piece out of here is not going to be worth it. Where in the wares, I could actually get heroes that are going to have a lot of utility. Now, the Endless Store, I kind of went back and forth with this. So looking at the items, of course, first, we have the scrolls, then we have the star stones, and then we have the cosmic stones. We have the epic gear. So looking at a majority of your elite heroes in here, or your epic heroes, there, I know Deidra is one that actually a lot of players use. I do not have the hero as of right now. And if you look right here, majority of these heroes are not used, not high on a tier list, not a lot of utility with these heroes. But when we get into our legendary gear, right here, we have Leo, we have Tarvos, and we have Rufus. Now, those, of course, are super, super expensive heroes if you're building them up. And then, of course, down here, we have T-Rock, we have Grizel, we have Ashwin, and we have Anira. Now, looking at these last 3, so Grizel, Ashwin, and Anira, they are actually heroes that we kind of see and use on a regular basis. Ashwin I used for quite a bit of time. And I believe here that T-Rock is also a very expensive hero, but I'm going to pick up Grizel's amulet. So I want to get this. I have never gotten one of these. I don't know exactly what it does, but I know it goes on one specific hero. Now, I don't know if there are other heroes essentially that can wear this amulet itself. So let's see, let's hop in and look at some of our heroes. And again, looking at the gear, I don't know if there's an ability. There we go. So we can equip it on other heroes in maybe, and I believe it's just going to give us the 15 defense, which it does. So it gives us a massive defense boost. Now, of course, if we use it on Grizel, that is going to give us fear decreases defense by 90%. So that is huge. So of course, I'm going to take this off because we were using Grizel, and I believe we're going to as well. Looks like it skipped a little bit too quick. But looking at Grizel, if we throw this on Grizel, now that is going to give the ability to fear decrease defense by 90%. And then I believe we can level these up because there are stars on here. And there it is, guys. That is where we use those stars. I was kind of wondering, and I assumed that is where we would use these. So the amulet is going to give a big defense increase. Then, of course, we can level this up quite a bit. So even now thinking, because I'm not using Grizel just because of kind of the layout that I have, is taking it on a hero like, and I'm almost thinking like a tank, like putting it on a hero like Cyrus, just literally putting it on there for another, what, 2,184, because 15% defense might make a difference. I'm going to have to see what all of these do, because of course, this is literally the first one that we have ever bought. But looking at this, again, on Grizel, it's going to make a big difference. PvP-wise, I feel like this is going to be a game changer, especially if you're using Grizel within the PvP aspect. But this is going to yield us a ton of defense for this hero. So pretty cool. So you can put it on any hero. I didn't know that. And like we were talking about adventure mode, when it comes to adventure mode, when it comes to some of those, you can go in and sweep. And these are the material chests that we're seeing. And of course, when you start getting into higher level adventure modes, you can get higher level chests, of course. So looking even here, there's challenge mode number 1. And then out of this one, we are getting some EXP. But when you start looking at like challenge number 2, you are starting to get tier 3 advanced material chests, which are the reason why I said never ever buy these out of the shop. They are not worth it at all in its entirety. And I'm also wondering, looking at that shop, we've been outranked. But looking down here at the endless store, I'm going to have to see what each one of these are essentially going to bring. And that's why I thought you could buy more than one. So we can get at least 5 of these depending on the hero that we want to build out. Now, of course, if you have Leah, if you have Tarvos, if you have all of these heroes, they are going to get a bonus effect on there. But I'm wondering what exactly is going to be the effect on all the other heroes. I'm sure there might be some attack in here. There might be a couple different things. So I'm going to have to check within the endless store and see exactly what is going to be well worth it. But like we were saying, when you start looking at these advanced material chests, they are not really worth it at all for the cost itself. I would stick to our summoning stones. And even here, looking at the summoning stone, 2,700 to buy 3. Oh, there's 3 available. So 900 for 3 stones. That's how I thought it worked. Let's go ahead and pick up one of these. You know what? There we go. So we get our 3 stones. Yeah, that's going to be, and again, thinking of kind of the dollar cost average, 2 stones are $400 or 400 of our guild coins each. 3 is essentially getting 900 for 3. So this is getting an extra stone for an extra 100. So this, of course, is going to be the one that you want to buy. And then we would move into this one. But I'm going to wait and I'm going to save my coins because we got to reset in 1 day. Now, again, if you can wait, so right there, we got another 9 stones so we can do some summons. And then, of course, looking in here at the gear itself, I wouldn't buy the gear just for the simple fact out of crafting. Once I finish the next land, these will actually go to level 3. So I can take these and I can actually build a lot more of my gear much faster. Just having the ability to get everything out of here makes a big difference, guys. And I hope it helps with the videos. Definitely want to hop in, want to do a summons. We have 11 in here, so we do have one more. Now, Oxalos and Anira, we do not have any. And of course, we're full again. I'm going to have to go through and recycle a lot of my Guardians for the simple fact, when it comes to the Guardians, we are sitting on what, 1 right here. So we can sacrifice our 1 rear Guardian. But looking at the rest of the Guardians, we have so many copies of these Guardians. And essentially, their heroes we're not going to use. Starting to get a lot more of the higher level heroes, starting to get a lot more legendary heroes. We're going to have to go through here and start sacrificing a lot of these to get those souls, like I was talking about, to buy the souls, but going in here and sacrificing the souls to level up some of these heroes. Because when you look at the cost, even right here, guys, we need 5,000 Imperial souls. That's right. If you notice, when we were actually recycling some of these, it is giving us 100. We need 5,000. That is kind of crazy. And of course, when we start looking at some of our legendary heroes, even looking right here, it's giving us 500, but still We need 5,000 souls to get these heroes built, which is kind of crazy. And of course, even here, we need another copy of a hero. But when you start looking at some of these 800 souls here for an elite, you need just an asinine amount of souls to actually get these heroes built up. And I would love to take a hero like Cyrus, which we just purchased out of the store, build him up. As you can see right here, Radiance number 3, but he is also at 8 stars, which means we could go ahead and increase the Radiance in here as we go in here and we build these heroes up further. But 5,000 is a really, really big price tag for these heroes. So, all right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.